You ever think about what happens next?
What did she do to me?
What I'm going to do to all of your kind.
What are they doing?
Deciding our fate.
You're beginning to see it now, aren't you?
We're super fans. That's the great thing about it, though, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
That we get to be in it and also obsess over it.
Yeah.
Obsess.
Yeah, we're crazy
Obsess.
fans.
We still don't know what's going to happen in the end of this season.
When we last saw Bernard, he was in this tiny little hotel room in the middle of nowhere telling Stubbs to wait up for him as he finally ventured into the sublime.
We've always made a choice that when we went to the Sublime, we would change the language, the film language. It just felt right to be in a different format.
Oftentimes when you start a show with the anamorphic aspect ratio, you may not necessarily conscious of it until you start seeing the letterboxing occurring, and it's also a nice subconscious realization for the viewer that they weren't present in our real world.
Bernard is kind of living a quantum existence when he comes back from the realm. They're just possibilities bounding on top of possibility, and he's winding his way through all of that.
We're trying to continue on what was established in season 3, obviously. But there is an idea that some things have come back. So there's a little bit of this Road Warrior vibe that's kind of showing up.
Jeffrey Wright and Luke Hemsworth, the two of them together, is like a riot, because they're kind of just like yin and yang, and they're both so sarcastic and funny and keep it light, but so talented.
So your time in robot heaven didn't make you any less elliptical.
You need those moments of levity. You need to have a break from the weight and the subject matter of the show, I think, sometimes, because it gets dark and it gets heavy.
I think all good drama is funny in parts. And Bernard and Stubbs have had a kind of ironic relationship from the very beginning of our series, because they are both hosts, yes, but on opposite ends of the spectrum of host character. So it's good fun.
So loitering in the parking lot of some shitty diner is key to saving the world now.
I still can't believe I'm here.
And you really are here now.
Yeah.
Finally, it's taken 7 years to get this one here.
And here we are.
And this is a big trip down memory lane for me. Super nostalgia to be back on this drag, but instead of whenever the hell we were doing it before, now it's the 1920s.
Yeah. And instead of well, it's technically really the Mariposa still. But
Spanish for butterfly.
Butterfly Club.
Yeah.
Inside the Butterfly Club, we did decorative screens that have a slight deco Japanese vibe. And so we were just trying to show the historic build of the Butterfly Club now and its roots being the Mariposa and the tea house in Shogun World.
The background was all dressed pretty traditionally 1920s. Of course, we get to play with it a little because it's a theme park that people pay to go to and have this experience. So it's not dead on 1920s, but a lot of characters. That's what was a lot of fun to do. The drunk laying in the street or the prostitutes, the barmaids, all of that. It was really a lot of fun to do all these different characters. And then in addition to that, we also had our knockoff characters.
Do not pick that up.
We have similar storylines running that ran from season 1 with Sweetwater. The creators of the show wanted to have them as cheap knockoffs of what we came to know and love from season 1. So we had a knockoff Hector, and we had a knocked off Maeve. We had knocked off Armistice. Armistice, she had a tattoo that was going up her face, so we sort of took that tattoo and did an Art Deco version of that tattoo.
We worked a lot with the colors that we often see on people. Like with Maeve, her kind of a burgundy color that she always wore in the Old West. She's also wearing it now for Temperance.
Tandaway's makeup was pretty correct to the period. We did use the same palette that would have been available in the 20s. They would have had red and black and maybe some gray. There wouldn't have been other shadows.
In this season, when we see the black brain matter oozing out, it's from humans. As they go through the different stations, you see one drone host checking the veracity of the parasites in the petri dishes. And in the second chamber, you see the drone host basically mixing those parasites into a canister with black liquid, which is essentially our catalyst to basically speed up the infection. And it also attracts the flies. So it's essentially has hormonal attraction, that the flies come to eat the parasite to become infected. And then it's those flies that attack the humans that essentially transmit the disease. So as we see some of our humans dying and we see the black brain matter, we know that they have been truly infected by this parasite.
We love the idea that it's an icon of the show from the beginning. And we love this creepy idea that Hale would use the flies as the sort of very emissary of her plan for control.
They seem to like you.
The feeling is definitely not mutual.
I never thought in my career that I would be designing sets to allow for fly access, but there's always a first.
This is just various pieces of the fly lab scanned, and we'll be adding water. It gives us geometry and information that we need to use.
When we had our compartments with the canisters and the flies where Caleb kind of goes to the aquarium and sees them, we did have to have kind of like special Wilden access ports that you could quickly open, put the flies in, and quickly shut without escape.
This won't take long, Daddy.
As far as Frankie's face opening up this season, I've always thought that that's one of the, Westworld really cool effects. And in every season, it becomes more of a, how do we make it better and how do we make it look better?